Hi there, Phil Rogers, Lauren Hall here from Loan Market Edge. Hot off the press. You heard it here first, or maybe you probably didn't hear it here first, but you watched this video to find out more.
Yes.
The first home buyers grant in Queensland doubling from 15,000 to 30,000 smackaroos. So very exciting update. Got the news obviously has come through over the weekend. Appreciate their excitement. Classic government incentive. They have released a number and no details yet to follow. But let's talk about what we do know. Yeah,
we've done some digging and we've found out what info is available at the moment.
The phone has been ringing hot this morning with clients, obviously A, already in the process, and B, upcoming clients. So we're just trying to make our way through that as well. So we thought we'd jump on it and give you guys some hot tips. So if this is you or anyone you know, go stop pointing with the pen. You can share the information and hopefully find it useful. So as of today, 20th November, effectively it will be applications post this date, or contracts entered into post this date. But what we've also seen in the finer print, gotta watch for the finer print, that it won't actually be available to be applied for until after January 1, 2024. So still sort of 6-8 weeks away at this stage to being able to actually apply for it. So if you're right in the midst of that process right now and you need that money as part of your application or intend to use that to help settle the loan, that might be a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
Again, being able to apply for that afterwards, especially if you know you're applicable for the 15 now, it's just going to be a balance in those timelines, right? So, but let's talk a little bit about what we do know. I guess I thought it'd be great to recap on what is the first home buyers grant, just from a bit of a high level positioning. So,
Yep. So this one is a Queensland initiative, what we're talking about here. So this is the only one where we actually technically get free money. We get given money from the government. So that's why it's called the grant. It's previously been 15, been around forever. It was 20,000 for a little while, a boost. And
21,
now,
I was lucky enough to get it, it was 7. So this 30,000 is obviously amazing.
Oh, well, there we go.
I was only a couple of years ago, clearly.
Back in the 70s. So it's obviously now 30,000. So criteria is firstly around the type of security. So this one is specific to the type of property you purchase. So it's for new property only. So that's land and build, or a newly built property. So we sometimes call that maybe off the plan if you're buying something off a developer, or maybe a new unit block or new house development.
Sort of never occupied too. Sometimes there's some new stock that just hasn't been lived in or has never been occupied as well.
Yeah, correct. Do you want me to keep going? Am I allowed to keep talking?
Yeah, I'm jumping in because that's what I do.
So Aussie citizen, because it's Queensland, it's permanent resident as well. And for the purpose of this specific offer from the Queensland government, New Zealand citizens on special category visas are included in the permanent resident terms, we will say, I suppose. So just really important to know it's just for this specific one. It's
probably the high level. Like that's a short version of what it means. There's a lot of eligibility and requirements. Jump on and have a look at those in relation to age, again, location, property type. There is some.
There's no income requirement in this one. So it's more around the type of security and your age and I suppose citizenship or visa status in Queensland.
And the big one on the flip side to that is probably from the bank side. When I was like front side. Flip side of that is just how the banks view this. So no different to how the 15 was viewed. 30 will be the same. It isn't just instant, I get the 30 and I can use it. You've got to understand the eligibility requirements from the banks are also quite varied, when it comes to that money being used. So whether it meets the requirements around things like genuine savings, obviously how long that money's been in the account. If it hasn't, obviously in this case it wouldn't have been. Potentially you may have some rental history that can help offset that. There's a few different things in there that are really important. Each bank is going to look at this very differently. So really conscious at the moment if this is going to be a sort of a January kickstart, that if you are thinking about wanting to use that, sort of getting in touch now, having that conversation and sort of really working to get you bank ready. Like a lot of that qualification process, there's a bit of time, bit of lead up here, the 2 to 4 weeks. We can get sort of people started 2 to 4 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks, till Christmas and sort of post into January. So doing that the earlier the better is going to help prep. And if you're not quite ready yet, we can obviously put that plan in place so that when it comes sort of that first part of January, we can hit the ground running, at least if, and if we look at it now for the 90 days, there's a lot of rules around genuine savings with money sort of over 90 days. We've got one of the majors is currently at 30 days. So there's some really cool stuff in there, but every bank lends money really differently, and when it comes to the use of these grants as well, some will use it up front, some won't, some consider it as part of gen savings or funds to complete, and some won't. There's just a whole lot of stuff that happens there in the background.
So before you sign any contracts, we want to firstly understand, are you eligible? What does your bank finance piece look like, and how can we use that? And then also, when do you actually get that money? Okay, do we need that as part of deposit to settle on land or to settle on the new development? So also understanding when we get access to that money as well. So firstly, let's see if you're eligible with the information we have at the moment, what finance options you have, research that piece, and then also when are we going to get that money, so we can make sure when we sign a contract, we're able to complete it with the funds that we have available when we need them at certain stages as well.
Yeah, awesome. So I think over the next couple of weeks there's going to be a wrap up. We'll get a little bit more info from the government. Obviously that will be nice. The banks will then get a chance to respond to that as well. So we'll be sort of finger on the pulse during these next couple of weeks. But if you know of anyone or thinking of anyone, definitely share this video, let them know. We're here to help. We've been fielding a whole lot of calls, hence the reason sort of by lunchtime we thought, you know what, we better just jump on. Hopefully this might help spread and get to the masses a little bit further. But very exciting times. I think that puts it in line with the highest ever Australia-wide within the states, up to that 30,000. So it's up.
Queensland killing it again. Correct. Why would you live anywhere else?
Correct, the Sunshine State, and you can actually build a house for under 750, or buy a house for under 750
in certain places
in Queensland, which is nice. So, but by all means, reach out if you want to know more. We're here to help, and really look forward to kicking this one off come January 24. Talk soon.
Awesome. Bye.
Bye.